How long are you going for?
Went like Japan for a couple days and then go to Korea for a couple weeks.
Nice. Have you ever
Mhm.
been?
I've been, but not where we're going. We're flying to Osaka,
Nice.
but I haven't been there. We're going to Kyoto.
I've heard Japan is like a great, great, great place.
Yeah. I've just like randomly met a girl last week. Decided to go with her.
Fire.
Um, it's not like a very LA thing to do, to be honest.
That is like the most fucking LA thing to do ever, but why not, bro? Why not?
Let's see. Yeah. Yeah. We packed that monthly, 97. Not taking that long. Probably good for another couple percent. It's kind of an interesting spot right here. It like closed right at a resistance. So this is the NQ. Look at this. Yeah, it's kind of interesting here. The weekly. Yeah, weekly close is actually decent. It closed above 18,420, which is kind of like what you're looking for. That's the level you want to hold for a chance to test up higher. Like, and then this area right here, that's where it broke down from. So it can test higher, but also it tests like on lower time frames. It rejected right where it's supposed to. It's like 19,300. Yeah, right here. Come on here. Come on here. Yeah, so pretty much tested it right here. So this that level right there, the origin of that level. So the bounce is pretty crazy because it came after like a tweet, right? Pretty interesting. Um, yeah, it seems like whatever's happening here is kind of dictating a lot of what's happening in as well. But yeah, that's that. I mean, I saw Kyle's chart. He wants like way lower, but then like I think the world's gonna go on fire if that happens. You'll probably like I can see this go like lower here, or maybe even test like a little bit lower, like right here, like 16,200, and then like you get some news like the Fed is like printing money or some shit, or gonna do whatever it takes to not let the markets collapse, and then they'll just like bounce there. It's possible, but then it can also just go like right around here, like 17,380. It's kind of where I'm looking at. Um, so like depending on what happens there, you can see what happens in crypto. Crypto, the weekly. Let's see. Yeah, weekly's okay. It's just it's not great. It's not good. It could have been bad if it closed
Spot right
lower,
here.
right? Huh?
Sorry, talking to the cat.
The cat, your cat. Yeah, but yeah, I mean, it seems like that levels from the gap is pretty relevant. I was looking for something like more here, like 73, 73 all the way down here. It's like 68. Maybe like 69 would be a great place for it to go. Because if you look at it from like the monthly, like this still looks really shitty. Like unless you get closes above here, like 93, which is kind of what I was saying for a while. Like 93.5 is like the line in the sand of whether it goes to all-time highs or just continues to test lower. There's definitely all this space to test lower. It could go all the way down to 64, 65, and would still maintain like overall like bullet structure. So that's a huge range, that's a huge range that you're playing with, 40%, which is like not atypical with crypto. Um, let's see. Yeah, that's the futures chart. If you look at this, same thing. Weekly, yeah, I can see it go like 86 and test there. I can see it reject here because it's kind of at an interesting spot with the daily. If you look at it in terms of like structure, it hasn't really gained anything. Anything significantly left or just local, just left. So it'll be interesting. It'll be interesting. We get a little Another test here in the 87s, 86s. I mean, daily, yeah, be interesting. The bottom could definitely be in. Wouldn't be shocking if it like tested like what, like right here, like 76, 600, like a retest there would not be bad. But yeah, I mean it's kind of holding this cluster right here. It keeps closing above it. So yeah, nothing crazy there on weekly, daily. I think when it rejected 88, that's when we streamed. And then it retested here, and then we, you know, this is when I was saying like, oh, it's gonna go down to 71. Not quite. 74.4 is not bad, but still like a huge move down from there. 15%, yeah, on corn. Any altcoins you guys want me to go over or anything like that?
Always down for some Solana.
Alright, let's look at Solana. Solana actually has had like the best bounce. Seems like out of the larger ones. Wow, monthly right there, 97. But yeah, still like this one hasn't really done anything significant. You're gonna want it to start to close about 150, which is like crazy. It's like a huge range, right? Over 50%. But I do think there's probably a good chance that Solana and a lot of alts did bottom, like Solana, Sui, all these alts tagged monthlies and bounced pretty hard. Let's see, here I'll look at weekly first. Yeah, weekly. You want to start closing above 126. Ideally, you just want it to make new highs above 147, 148, and then retest, and that's where you want to long it. So like maybe like getting up to here, rejecting at 160, coming back down to like 130s would be a great long. Then you would get a little trend change on the weekly. 4 hour. Yeah, I mean it looks good. It looks you know, test, gain, test right here just earlier, gain. Solana looks really healthy to test higher, right? To test up here. It'll probably take out this wick. If it rejects like right at 130, that would be terrible. But yeah, I can see it take out this wick just by looking at the 4 hour. Maybe over here, 141 to 143 would be a good place for it to reject. And then go for a higher low setup. And then like, you know, test much lower and try to get a long somewhere, maybe like 113, 120. But yeah, like short term, I mean, even if you were to like long here, I think you got like 7 to 10% upside pretty easily. It's just not bad. Solana's been pretty healthy, which means meme coins might come back. There's something about SEI on the tweet that I got today. Let's see.
Well, Liberty Finance just bought some.
Right.
That's what.
Dollar's going cheaper. Not just major pan trip. Bitcoin dominance. Yeah, Bitcoin dominance looks strong too. So that's not good for alts. Too many fucking tabs. Let's see the XRP. Yeah, XRP is okay. It's trying. You know, XRP has started closing about 216. It's tough to long it here though. It's tough to take a 160 long. You would rather want to take a long right here at 137, right? Like that would be a better place, which means it can still possibly test there. Holy fuck, arrow. That died. Here, let's look at SEI. Yeah, that's insane. Maybe SEI, I don't think bounced as hard as some of the other alts, but yeah, we got a tag there on the monthly. It's a really clean tag. Yep. Okay, once start closing above here, 19 cents. Crazy, shit's crazy. Daily trend is up. Yeah, you would want it to like get up to here, retest, go higher. That would be a hell of a move. No, 25% up maybe from here. Short term. Right. Yeah, right here. It could happen, could not, I don't know. Shit's crazy. Honestly, what I think is gonna happen is it's gonna like chop under below 88. If it starts to go above 88, then there's a good chance that like it'll test 93.5 and go over. So um, I'm looking for a rejection probably somewhere between 85 and 88 based on the current price action. Let's look at SWE. SWE also bounced from the monthly. Look super hard. A huge dip. Higher low, going for a higher low there. Yep, just barely, just barely. Yeah, so where would SWE go? SWE would go, well, he rejected from that weekly. Maybe here or here. So that's like another 10-15% up it could do. Yeah, monthly. Yeah, I mean it's possible. It's possible. It could be one of these candles, or it could be one of these candles. You never know. Um, there's still a lot of time left in this month to really see what happens. But yeah, definitely a big wick all the way down. People definitely got their fills. Yeah. But let's say that was the bottom. Maybe 150% from there. Might not be a bad spot play. That was the bottom. And let's say it takes like 4 months, 5 months to get there. Like by winter, November. Yeah, yeah. Anything else? Your Batman. Oh, the Batman took a long, right? Yeah, it's been holding, so it's been holding, so long's working. Yeah, you know, it's not a bad idea to close here either, just because we're in the weekend, so you don't know how it's going to chop up. Because it can still like reject right here. Um, but for now, it's gained, it's kind of built up some support right here at 79, which is interesting. It's always interesting if it builds up some support. And if that is the bottom, and it does get above 88, I would say like this is gonna go probably. I would probably say it's like 60%, 70%, like new all-time highs at that point. That's when you have to flip the bias. The confirmation is the closing above 93.5, but it's gonna look on the weekly and monthly like really green if it starts to elevator up here. So that's the bull argument. Bear argument, plenty of room to test these areas. 68, 69 would be a really juicy spot to go along. Yeah, yeah. Any other questions? Let's see. Nope. Pretty straightforward, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. There's not much. It's usually like waiting for the bottom is the most anxiety, right? Because you're just hoping that you get a good. But it didn't really bounce from a great place, which is probably a bigger reason why Kyle thinks it's gonna go lower. You know, so it might chop and go down.
He was like how he said there was a new lower high, or he said lower low that formed.
Yeah, right here. But We'll see. We'll see like what this Saturday candle looks like. I don't really expect much. You know, probably like up to 88. I don't expect it to just gain it the first time either. It'll probably reject and give you a chance to take a long somewhere lower. So it's not like it's just kind of doing its thing. Get 4 hour. Yeah, it's not really. It's back into the range that it broke down from, but it hasn't gained the range that it broke down from. Right? If it starts to go like this and like build up like that, then you're gonna think it's gonna probably go higher. So that's probably like just the price action that you're looking for. It's like how it's testing and going up, testing going up, testing going up. But these are some bigger swings for sure. Oh, we got a lot of people on now. Any questions? We already went over Bitcoin, Nasdaq, some big alts. Let's look at Ethereum. Shit. Okay. Where did Ethereum go? Yeah, I remember last time I was like, we were like here. So I think it's gonna go lower. Yeah. Yeah, see, like Ethereum just looks whatever. Might have held this. It's possible. I think it'd be better to test like here. Yeah. Ethereum looks like shit. No shock. No shocker there. I don't think the Bitcoin pair bottomed. Nope. Yep. Exactly. Yeah, we were talking about this last time too. I mean, it can bottom soon. But I was asking for it to test here, right? That's what I was talking about on stream last time. This is pretty awful. You know, if you compare this to like, right, like this is in range. It's like holding, you know, this is higher low territory right here, right? You can test this and then go up, right? Ethereum just looks like it's losing support. While this one is just ranging. Big difference. That's why I'm like telling people like don't long Ethereum. Even if it looks good, just look for something else to long, you know? You'll probably do better. The chances are you'll probably do better longing Bitcoin than Ethereum, so just long Bitcoin then. Yeah. Cause like there'll be days where Ethereum might have a better day or a better week, but over the span of like a few weeks or a few months, it seems like Bitcoin's been outperforming the hell out of Ethereum the last like few years. Yeah. Is that it? Is there another chat that I'm not looking at? Well, I'm gonna call it a night if there's no more questions. Yeah. Ryzen, anything? Nope.
Don't got any questions. Let's see.
Can you go over BTC again by chance? Yeah. Monthly looks whatever. Looks like there's more room to the downside. Weekly, we can test a little bit higher. It'll be interesting if it gets above 88, because then you're going to bring everything. You're going to bring this upper range into play, but you're really looking for testing this structure right here. So like something like 71 to 68 would be like a lot cleaner of a bottom. It looks pretty bullish on the daily, but at the same time, like if this goes to like, see that like this goes to 86 or 85, like there's a bunch of resistance here. So if it goes there and rejects and it starts to go down and lose 79, it's gonna look really fucking bearish. Yeah, and then I said if it goes above 88, I would honestly think that there's a good chance it goes to new all-time highs. The line in the sand is still the same, but it's still 93.5. 93.5, and then you're back in the top range. But You know, who knows? Who knows? Maybe you'll get something like this where make a McDonald's arch, and then just die. You know, or it just goes up and we go to 300K and everyone's happy except for the people who missed out, right? Yeah, I mean it's interesting for sure. For sure, it's interesting. And, you know, it's kind of like this, right? Just like 60K, and then like if you were to like compare it, we're like here, right? We're like testing like something like here, not down here and not down here, right? Does that make any sense? Like I would like comparing this structure to this structure. I would want to compare, at least test the top range of this, hold it. If it doesn't hold it like this, it didn't hold it the first time. Test the bottom range, try to build support around the same bottom range, and then try to gain the old top range, right? And then go up, come back down, retest this top range, new highs. Yeah. That's what you want to see. So like if you were to draw like a comparison, right? Like this, right? We haven't even tested the top range of this yet. You know, and you can still test the bottom range of this too. You know, and then whatever happens after that. But like just bouncing right here, there really on higher time frames there's really no support. It's just yeah, like it'll be interesting to see how this weekly closes. My bias, like, I think this can still go to like 86, 87, 88. But unless it starts to like gain, retest, and then go up from there, like my bias is still downside. Until we start testing like more significant support. Yeah. Any more questions? If his voice puts you to sleep, you can 2x it too. Fuck you. Yeah.
It's honestly interesting just hearing your like general thoughts.
Yeah, it's not complicated. It's not complicated. I mean, I might take a look at the liquidity chart on CoinGlass. I might just take a look at it. And share a picture in the chat. Liquidation map. It's so illiquid, it always chases liquidity. Yeah, it's not really saying anything. There's definitely more liquidity to the downside. Like, there's plenty of liquidity to the downside, but not like crazy. I'll copy paste it. Yeah. If you don't, you know, you can just look it up on their website, but you can see there's more, like, for the recent price action, there's more things to clear to the downside in terms of, like, liquidity hunting, which is like a thing in crypto, right? As opposed to, like, NQ or major indices or, you know, international global exchanges where you have like infinite liquidity, so like every level gets tested perfectly. Depending on like your bias, that might be easier to trade or harder to trade. But yeah. Yeah, let's see. Yeah, Bitcoin looks good here, but I don't know. I do not know. SWI usually is like a leading indicator. Looks okay, but it's not as, the structure is not as bullish as Bitcoin. Yeah, see. Yeah, maybe here, 86. 86 and drop. I can see that. Test right here. Following with the structure. Yeah. Also, if it does start to lose like 81, like say that like today or next like 6 hours it loses 81.3, then I would probably not long. You know, I mean, you might be able to take one right here, but if it loses 81, it's probably going to go to like 76, to the right around here. Lose 81, go to 76. This is not going to hold. And then you gotta pray that 76 is like the higher low, and then it'll open up with a big gap, and it'll shoot up and fill that gap on Sunday night, Sunday afternoon, Sunday night. Yeah, that's like another way to just kind of like understand the liquidity using price action. Yeah. All right, welcome to. Thank you for attending my TED Talk. Any more questions?
Wait, you don't have any positions open right now, right?
No, I have a short open.
You have a short open on Bitcoin?
Yeah, right around 83.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, because I think this is like, if it's gonna dump and the weekly's gonna close bad, it would dump from here. It wouldn't really dump from 86. But yeah, this can totally just go up here and test this thing. Yeah, but yeah, this is the structure that I broke down from to the lows. So this is the structure that you want to gain to make new highs, or to test the highs. You know, low, higher low. Yeah. And obviously my bias is based on like monthly and weekly, because I think there's a lot better support with a lot more liquidity down there, like around 68 to 71. So that would be a much cleaner looking bottom, and you would probably get a lot larger of a wick coming from there. But yeah, honestly, like wicks and shit like that doesn't necessarily matter. You know, like on Twitter, they talk about like filling the wick or whatever. Like, sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. It's not really a thing. Yeah. If you look, that's a clean SR level right there. 81.3. So yeah, 81.3, lose 81.3, so probably gonna go straight to 76. And then if you're a bull, you hope 76 holds. If not, it's new low is probably gonna go to at least 71 the first time. Yeah, and it'll be a lot longer of a chop, which is kind of sucks for anyone who has alts, bags of alts, and meme coins. Okay, I'm gonna close it down then. Are we good?
Yeah, this was
Sounds
great.
like it.
You should do this more often.
Yeah, I'll try to do it like once a week or once every other week, but I'm gonna be out of town, so it's tough.
For
In
sure. Hope
Asia.
you enjoyed your plan in Korea, man.
Yeah, I might be able to